Hi, this is Andrew. I want to talk about community today. In the age of immediate communication and information, it's not always clear who our community is and what our locality is. I want to share a little experience here. I keep getting these calls on my cell phone. It's my business line. I actually only have one line right now. They call with a Iowa number, which is where I live, and it's a different number every time, although it's usually not from my town. And it always starts the same. I pick it up and I say hello, and there's a pause, and then there's a click, and it kind of sounds like it's coming from a well. Then there's an Indian voice that speaks very good English, and they say, "Hello, I am speaking. Am I speaking to the business owner?" And if I were to say yes, which sometimes I do, they say, "Okay, let me pull up your Google profile." And they don't even give me the chance to say if I want them to pull up their my business Google profile. Um, anyway, if I let them get that far, which they've called me so many times that we've gone through the whole various iterations of this thing. In fact, they called me today. Um, they say, let's see, I wrote this down. Your business listings are out of date, and let me have a technician speak to you. And if we get this far, then they will tell me that my business listings are not being properly listed on Google and that I'm not getting proper recommendations and that they can help me do this. And one time I queried the guy and he actually was able to answer some questions, and he said that they are a data broker and they set up software that will get you good recommendations, and it's 75 a month and you have a 2-week trial period or something like that. So anyway, they've called me like 40 times and it's very annoying. Um, are these people my community? They are trying to, quote, help me. Um, but I don't think they have my interests at stake. And when I start querying them and say, "Who are you? What is your company? Why do you keep calling me when I ask you not to?" They just hang up on me. So they don't like me to turn the tables on them. But people that we have affinity for, people that have uh, shared interests, help with various problems, or um, maybe you're into cats. You have a community that discusses cats, or you have a community that discusses how to repair chainsaws. So that's something that I look at. I looked at mills, various portable sawmills for 6 months on YouTube, and I feel an affinity to some of the people that shared their reviews. And I'm an arborist. I've looked at various videos. I like to learn about old buildings and the people that constructed them, and so all these kind of things I feel some kinship with. But they don't live in my community. They are not part of. Are they part of my community? I don't know. It's sort of a new world. We're having to
Unknown caller.
getting a call. Wonderful. No, I'm gonna put that. Hello, can I call you back? I'm on the line right now. Okay, go ahead. Wait. I'm not a computer. Hold on a sec. I'm not like sitting at a desk with, you know. Yeah, Remember, you're talking to people, I'm people. Okay, go ahead. Again, I got a pen now. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I'm just annoyed with all this. Like, I'm not a computer thing. I'm a person. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Yep. 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 Okay. Yep. Okay. You are. Okay. Yes. And I appreciate that. I'm just. Yes. That's right. I appreciate that. I will call you back. Yes. Go ahead. Yep. 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 Okay. Thank you. I'll call you back. Okay. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Anyway, that was, I guess, a call that I needed to take in that moment. Let's see, we're talking about community and locality. So, I've had a lot of conversations with my brother Boaz about this, and he likes the writings of Wendell Berry, who talk about um, living on the land and how that you take care of land when you live there, and you take care of community when you live there. And it is really hard to care for land if you own land, in another state, if you are just, managing it for extracting as much profit as you can out of that. And that's kind of a very important topic. Most of the land in Iowa is owned by agricultural corporations, and they manage it for maximum profit. And they mostly grow corn, soy, and pigs in Iowa. And it's not for local consumption. We don't mostly eat the corn or the soy or the pigs. Most of the pigs get shipped to China. They're owned by out of state corporations. They treat the land like it is a factory, and the land is suffering. We have great soil here, but much of the topsoil gets washed into rivers and is polluted by agricultural chemicals. And again, back to Wendell Berry, you're not going to damage the land that you live on. You're not going to, um, throw garbage or crap on your neighbor's front doorstep, because that's just anathema to what you would do. It's like you treat your neighbor, your community, like you want to be treated, like you hope that they treat you. Um, Went to forestry school many years ago, and the first book we read there was Aldo Leopold's Sand County Almanac. And he talks about living, I believe it's in Wisconsin, through the four seasons of the year and all of the changes that go on in the land around him. I think it was a land that had been logged and damaged, but he talks about how it's coming back and learning the kind of the subtle um, signs of nature, and how a whippoorwill call, or the temperature, or the color of leaves all mean something if you pay attention over the years. And you can learn how to manage the land. You get to be connected with the land. And there's a quote that sort of um, crystallizes this, and it's, a thing is right when it tends to preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty of the biotic community. In Leopold's vision of the land ethic, relationships between people and land are intertwined. Care for people cannot be separated for care for the land. And I share that view. Um, we don't really have control over our land. We have very small parcels of land, and most of the land is being run, like I say, by multinational agricultural businesses for profit, and they're treating it like a factory. Um, I live in Iowa, and we are in winter here. We got a really big winter snowstorm here recently, and many people, we're all having to deal with it together, alone, together. We're all having to deal with it. People are getting stuck. It's very cold. It's sub-zero much of the time now. Um, I helped pull about 5 or 6 people out of snowbanks and being high centered with my truck. And that felt good, but it helped other people. And, this company that's calling me every 7 minutes telling me that my Google listing's out of date, they're not here helping people get out of their snowbanks. Uh, and the big agricultural businesses here, they're not helping people get out of snowbanks or making us more food secure. Um, but I will say that the online tools are impressive and amazing, and there is some aspect of community that can be had from shared interests, and communicating with people that you have an affinity with online. So it's not as straightforward as it used to be about who is our community, what is our community, what is our land ethic. It's a little bit more complicated. Um, I'm on this community committee called the Resilient Action Committee, and we're talking about issues with housing, with food security, with waste, with land management, with enterprise solutions. And we're using a lot of these tools, um, Google Docs, and um, gathering data from different places, and using the tools to communicate, using Zoom, and we are helping our community become stronger by using these tools. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that I can be in my house and that I can hear one of the uh, committee discussions, and I can do this online video. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I want to interact with my affinity group, which is not super well defined, but is people that share interests in localizing and share interests in trying to become more independent and point out the um, problems with relying on this system of um, control and technological rollout that's happening so quickly. Um, so for me, community is local. I'm trying to be local, but it's also affinity groups. It's also um, technological. There's an aspect of it that is positive. That I mean, it's inevitable, so might as well use it for positive uh, means. It's very powerful. Um, so I'm trying to learn some of this stuff, but I want to keep my feet on the ground, um, my heart local, but I don't want to lose touch with some of the people that I care about from other states because I used to live in California most of my life. I lived in Oregon for 1 year, and I have connections like most people do in other places, and I want to maintain some of that. So just kind of an opening discussion on what community is. I'd be interested to hear some feedback. What is your idea of community, and as far as living in a local way, what is your idea of how to do this in this modern technological world? Anyway, peace out. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk again.